How about what the president said today about his generalized satisfaction with the course of the war with Iran?
Yeah, he said that things are going very well. And he said once again that the Strait of Hormuz is open, though trade data might dispute that. He also insisted, Major, that the Strait of Hormuz is becoming less important anyway because countries can get their oil from other sources like refineries in Texas and the United States. So he said in that way it's good for the U.S. As for negotiations with Iran, he said he's not in any hurry on that front. Take a listen.
Maybe at some point, but right now I think the situation is so good, but maybe at some point. Look, it's very simple. They have to get rid of no nuclear weapons. Iran cannot have a nuclear. You know why? Because they'd use it, and we're not going to let them use it. So Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't.
It was surprising to hear him say that the situation is so good when U.S. gas prices are still just over $4 a gallon nationwide, Major.
And also the president said something quite specific about North Korea and its nuclear weapons.
Yes, he got into detail about exactly how many nuclear weapons North Korea has. And he didn't seem to be anywhere near as bothered by North Korea's nuclear stockpile as he is about Iran's nuclear ambitions. And that's for a simple reason, he said, because North Korea has behaved itself when he is president. Take a listen to that.
He has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. Should have never allowed it to happen. They should have never allowed it. If I were president, I wouldn't have allowed it. But he's got them. I get along with him very well. As long as we have a smart president, he's going to be fine.
The president added that he expects to meet with Kim Jong-un at some point this year, Major.
Nancy Cordes, thank you so very much. On that last point, 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. I want to bring in CBS News national security analyst Aaron MacLean. He is also host of the School of War podcast. I have never seen an American president refer with that specific number to North Korean nuclear weapons. Did that surprise you?
It did. Also, the number surprised me. You've heard this term 60 nuclear weapons for North Korea be bandied about by analysts for some years now, which sort of led to this new conventional wisdom that actually the number must be higher than that. Per the president of the United States, who we presume has pretty good intelligence on this matter.
One would think.
We know. It's 57.
Is that number not alarming because it had been bandied about as a theoretical number? What does it say about the president's orientation to North Korea and its relative threat posture in the region?
Well, it's not alarming in the sense that it confirms our assumptions about what experts who focus on the North Korean nuclear program thought was probably the case. It is alarming in the sense that the Kim family in North Korea has 57 nuclear weapons per the President of the United States. We knew that, so that's not news, but this is a very dangerous regime that superintends a slave state in North Korea, supports Russia's war in Ukraine. We can make a long list of all of its bad and criminal actions, and they are a force to be reckoned with. 57 nukes is plenty of damage to be done.
And when the president says things are going so good and that the Strait of Hormuz is open effectively, does that sound to you, Aaron, whether that's true or not? And Nancy said there's plenty of trade data that suggests it's not exactly true. That what the president is trying to do is just distance himself from talking about this conflict on a daily basis.
Yeah, this is the story of the last couple of weeks, Major. The president has attempted, rhetorically at least, to park the Iran wars. This is a movement away from the cycle we were in before, where he would repeatedly threaten massive escalation. Then there'd be talk of a deal. It's a little bit like the Canada tariffs thing, by the way. I couldn't help but hear echoes of Iran as you and Nancy were discussing that. We seem to have moved past that to the point where the president would like to talk about Iran less. Why? Because he's engaged in this campaign of economic warfare. That's just going to take time. It's not going to be that dramatic unless the Iranians try something in return, and it's not politically advantageous for him to be discussing it.
And when the Iranians threaten, as I believe they did today, to extract military harm or vengeance in Europe, if Europe participates in any of this new round of economic sanctions, how seriously should we take that?
Very seriously. It's actually kind of striking that since February the 28th, Iran has not done more to strike in Europe and generally beyond the Middle East than it has, given its long record of international terrorism and adventurism abroad. Iran cannot let
this... It has capabilities to do some nasty things.
It does. I mean, first of all, depending on what missiles of which types it has left, conceivably it could take shots in that regard. But it's terrible.
Even with people on the ground, assassinations.
No, absolutely. This is a state that sponsors a lot of terrorism, so you could absolutely look for stuff like that. And Iran can't let this situation persist. America is actually, I think we're coming around to seeing, getting a fair amount of oil out of the strait each day. The global energy markets, as a result, are not collapsing. So this stalemate is bad for Iran,
but they're
too.
not collapsing.
Stressed but not collapsing. That's not great for Iran. So I would not be surprised at all to see them do things to shake this up in the weeks to come.
So as we think about this for the next couple of weeks, what are you watching for?
Well, for one, Iranian retaliation. You could see them attacking their neighbors. You could see them trying things in Europe. There's all manner of methods that they could pursue to shift the pendulum back in their direction. It is striking to me that the president has settled on this course, because this course of protracted economic warfare, it's just going to take time. I mean, this is not going to be over in days and weeks if he sticks to this. This is months at best. We could be sitting here in the new year talking about this.
Wow. In the new year.
You can quote me then.
Mark the tape, everyone. Mark the tape. Aaron MacLean,
Thanks,
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.